Welcome, race fans, to tonight's Southern Broadcast Racing Network and Relentless Racing League, along with AWG and Talesman, are bringing it live to you for race number 4 at North Wilkesboro. Hopefully, Bobby and Tony today not get lost at the distillery they found under the steps. But I think they both have found their way back. Y'all, Bobby, Tony, glad y'all didn't get lost at that distillery underneath the backstretch, man. Glad to have y'all tonight.
Yeah, we went searching for it, couldn't find it.
I just figured I'd just look for Bobby. I mean, he might have been hanging out there a little too much. That might be the explanation for his bad luck here lately. He got some bad booze. Well, Wilkesboro, what, 140 laps tonight, I believe?
I think it's 160, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, 160.
160. So that's going to make it pretty interesting tonight. See how this is all going to play out. Full field, well, not a full field, about 27. So tickets are going to be flying in for tomorrow. It's going to be spicy. Barkley's ready. We still need to get that spicy meter.
Yeah, I was trying to find something pre-built, but not having any luck.
Lady Nina coming in with a sub. Well, we appreciate that. But yeah, we may have to break down this, make one or figure something out. But yeah, a spicy meter would be good. The widget to control it. Because yeah, I think we might as well go ahead and start it at the top tonight. Just right out the gate. Well, real quick, before we get into qualifying, we've got about 7 minutes left before we hit qualifying, so we're going to give a couple shout outs to Talesman and SWM, and then we're going to kind of give a little brief down of, tonight's throwback race and a couple of the schemes. A couple people may be running memory of somebody, so we'll give them a good little countdown on it, let them see what we know about it, but we'll be right back after we pay some bills. Tony, Bobby. Has Bobby found his way back from the booze? Yeah, Bobby is muted. Well, Tony.
Yeah, he said he'd be back in a minute.
Well, I hope it's not a New York minute. I didn't even get his attention. He's probably trying to pull for the Jets. Anyways, we pretty good field, 27. I mean, you seeing DBR hanging up there towards the top. Not as many X-out AWG drivers up there as we saw last week. You think this might be a I mean, it qualifies as what, short track with.
Oh, definitely a short track.
You ran a couple of laps down on it. How does it feel? Because I know coming out of pits, it's a mess. You get on it too fast.
It actually surprisingly feels really good. The car feels really good through the center of the corner. A little loose on entry, a little loose on exit, but through the center, it really turns surprisingly well. I was pleasantly surprised.
Man, we put up a pretty good practice thing for the race. I'm pretty sure you was in there watching, seeing how you think this race is going to go tonight. You think it's going to be a caution to caution or green to green?
Definitely going to be pretty heavy on the cautions, I think. I think we'll see some early cautions, but I think we'll see some green flag racing at the end. It's going to be all about survival, I think. Just trying to keep your car clean, making the passes where you can, but not being overly aggressive.
I think DBR may have another pretty good shot at this, but right now, in practice, you got Vincent Vaughn sitting right there in P2 on practice, and Colt Curry pack racing. I mean, you think it's going to be a group together for majority? Because I've been seeing a couple of them trying to push it 2 to 3 wide. You think that's going to be something to watch for throughout this?
I think there'll be some people who try to do that, but I don't think they'll be in the race very long. This track is going to be all about patience and making the moves where you can without killing your car.
We've been seeing him put down some pretty good lap times. We've got about 2 minutes left. Spotlight driver this week, that was going to be the 77 of James McRae. And, give us a little bit of rundown about McRae.
Bobby's here. He can do that.
Sorry about that. I was still looking for that moonshine. Still haven't found none, though.
Oh. Well, Bobby,
that's my official statement. I haven't found none, Jeremy. Just meet me at my car after the race. That's all.
Okay, I'll catch you outside.
Yeah, you catch me outside. How about that?
That works.
James Gray, one of our exile drivers. Those guys came over. James McRae, Adam Pettit, Nathan Nixon, and I'm trying to remember. I'm having brain fog. It's been a long day. I think it was the three of them came over. Just the three of them came over from Revved Up Racing. Oh, I'm sorry, Stephen Hines. Stephen, please don't kill me. They came up from Revved Up Racing in the ARCA series, but very, very good. All four of those guys extremely close with Cody Riggs. Wanted to be on the same team racing, so we brought them on. But James, already locked into the playoffs this season. Very, very capable driver. Looking forward to see what he's got for tonight, but I still don't feel that the fastest car is going to win tonight. This is North Wilkesboro, and historically, as Tony said, it's a race of survival, and it's a race of being there at the end to capitalize.
We've got it's 20, gonna be 27 of them out there trying to survive. I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked Tony: caution to caution, and green to green.
I think we're gonna get spicy in the beginning. Then guys are gonna realize, hey, we got to settle down here. But then when you get about 20 to go, I think it's going to be gloves off. I think we're going to see a battle royale. Just it's the nature of the beast here. I really enjoy this track, and honestly, my dark horse is going to be Colt Curry. 2 seasons ago when we ran Xfinity here, he had everybody dead to rights and had that race won. He just overshot one a little bit and cost himself the race. So I know Colt's going to be looking for some redemption, and I know from talking to him that that still does not sit right with him the way that race ended because of a mistake that he even said it was his own mistake. So I'm going to be very interested to see how Colt does tonight.
Well, in practice, he was looking sitting there easily in the top 5. It looked like. So I mean, it's like we say about every race. I mean, it's not where you start, especially at short track. Every time you say short track race, it makes you think of that bobblehead Denny Hamlin thing, just going to a short track racing. But I mean, like y'all both said, it's survival mode tonight.
Yeah, I mean Zach Bucher's the poster child for that. Every time he comes to North Wilkesboro, he's one of the fastest guys. Wrecked and or wrecks himself in the first 10 laps, and then ends up going 5 laps down, and still at the end somehow comes up and is in contention for a win. I've seen him do that way too many times, which that's why I say it's not the fastest car ain't gonna win tonight. I really don't believe that too much is gonna go on. Got a lot of cars on a very tiny track here. It's gonna be a race of survival, and it's gonna be the smartest driver's gonna win tonight.
We got Mitch out there. Heck yeah, boys, let's go racing. Mitch, a little bit of who you pulling for, That way we might can ride in it. But somebody we hadn't seen on the pole very much, and he's holding it right now. It's going to be Vincent Vaughn.
Yeah, there's some guys up there that we normally don't see up there, but man, it's short track race and anything can happen. You can be the slowest car and still win this race if you keep your car clean.
Or at least 4 tires on it. I mean, we've seen them finish open mod looks, so you never know.
Hey, nothing wrong with a little bit of modifieds. Just putting that out there.
Not at all. As long as you got 4 wheels, a steering wheel, and a driver, you're good.
I'd love to see these cars with 15-inch slicks on them. Just saying.
Newbron breaks into 8. So you're not your normal ones you see up top 10. You got Cedric up there and Sam Sundrum and William Moore and Vincent Vaughn. You normally don't see them names up there towards the top at the start of a race. It's usually in the end of the race where you see them there.
Well, and I will say one thing. If I was these guys, I am going to spend a lot of time practicing qualifying because track position is going to be big here. It's easier to avoid the wrecks when you're out in front of them.
We're watching Josh Van Weston doing that last qualifying lap to see where he can go. Now he's sitting 21st. If he can make an improvement on it. He did not get it. Well, yep. Thursday, he did not get it in time. I thought it went over to qualifying or the race.
And that is a new track record for this track. Only one, just barely. Former track record was Alex Forget at 18.769. So Vincent not only, as of right now, picked up the pole, but also picked up the track record here.
Got Miss Weeks out there. Hopefully she's feeling better. But, qualifying's about done. So we're going to get the shout out to that national anthem. We're going to come back 160 laps at North Wilkesboro. Man, if that don't make you want to go racing, I don't really know what does. Full field. Looks like it's going to be about what? About 23 drivers checked in right now.
Just about. I know Chad Wiggins is going to be going to the back of the caboose, getting some practice in for Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think we're going to be sitting at about 25.
The few I've not seen loading in yet, they better make it quick because it's fixing to be over with. Barkley saying cram in 3. I don't know about y'all, but the adrenaline, my anxiety is pumping on this one.
Yeah, I feel like the start of these races are the scariest, right? You don't want to be caught up in a lap 1 wreck and ruin your whole race after you spent, you know, hours practicing. That's kind of like the worst case scenario. So a lot of these guys are probably on edge right now, just trying to survive to make all the practice they put in worth it.
Yeah, they would be on edge. Any start is, yeah, especially the short track.
And I will say one thing. I noticed some stuff in practice, like a lot of guys charging really hard into the entry, and that could become a major issue if the guys in front of you are not charging that hard into entry. We're gonna have issues early on. So I'm curious to see who's gonna overdrive their car, cause issues, maybe burn up their tires. Who's gonna be smooth, save those tires, and just kind of maintain until it's go time.
Does not right now look like Isaac Wilson got checked in.
And away we go.
Vaughn did not get the restart. Schaefer wanted
and
him
then
to get
banging already. Boom, boom, boom.
And there's James McRae, first lap, first corner.
Yep.
I believe Stephen Hine is in that as well. 30 locked him up, and around he went.
Yeah, looks actually like there was a little bit of a stack up there, and I believe Steven was not able to check up in time, and that just chain reaction right there. But again, you know, if you're going to have an issue at a short track like this, I want that issue to happen now, like right now, because now I'm still going to have 155 laps to get my car fixed, make up the time, and I'm still 1,000% in this race.
Okay, that I think they started off Newbrow getting a bad start and stacked them all up.
Yeah, but there was a lot of gap in there, and then
Mm-hmm.
the 54 just got into the back of the 30, drove it in a little deeper than the 30 did, and that's what you're going to have.
You can see the 54. He's damaged up right now from where 89 popped him.
And Tone, just to get back to what you were saying about guys charging the corner, the other thing that's got me a little bit concerned about this, or that, is the fact that the cars they feel so front end positive when I was out there practicing. I think with how front end positive these cars feel, it's going to lull guys into that false sense of security more than usual, because that thing you barely breathe on the wheel and it just goes. But
Yeah.
with you having that much grip on the front end, I'm really curious to see what the overall tire wear is going to look like.
So, and that back to what we said before, saving tires versus charging hard. You know, if you can run a constant, corner, not chew up your tires, it's definitely going to pay off in the long run. I was out there practicing. I ran 30 laps and had like 4% tire wear, just being smooth on through the corner and still maintaining pretty good speed. These guys that are charging hard in the corner, getting hard on the brakes, they're the ones that are going to chew those tires up, and they are going to fall should we get a long green flag run.
So I'm just looking here. And
Stephen.
unfortunately, it looks like Stephen Hine is either broken or it would have to be broken. Oh, no, just waiting for the pace car, apparently.
Yeah, just because of where that caution came out at.
Yep.
Getting it spun back around, get going. He may have actually gone a lap down during that. I'm not sure.
Looks like it, but he's going to be able to get that wave past the pace car and hustle around, and hopefully
I
will
think he
be caught
stayed
up
on
to
the
the
lead
back of the
lap.
field. Yeah,
Yep.
he is on the lead lap. He technically was a lap down, but
Well, SDK does not like short tracks, so. And like Barkley said, that truck is terrible on diving
We're
in.
going green.
let's see. Are we going to make it through turn one this time?
So far, so good. Everybody's kind of holding their line. Nobody's doing anything crazy. Pretty clean.
This is what you want to see. I mean, short tracks, IRL, this is my bread and butter. This is what I grew up doing. This is what I did for 20 years. We have plenty of long distance races on short tracks, especially in the modifieds. You want to settle in. You know, everybody gets settled in, start running a pace. You're not going to do anything in the first 50. It's at least in the stuff that I did. It's in that last 50 where you really want to start making a move. As we got another one going around on the front stretch. Not see who that was. Looks like Cedric. Ooh, looks like just pushed up off of turn 4 and got into the door of the outside car, which was Jason Hastings. Just a racing deal there.
Yeah, Hastings kind of cut that corner down a little bit. And Cedric came up, is what I see.
Yeah.
Just both cars trying to make the corner and carry it in as much speed as they can and come together.
Well, we should have took an over-under on the cautions.
Zach, that's 2 in case you're tracking.
I was just going to say, there's already been a wager that has been made that I was made aware of. I think, what was the number? 6, correct?
6 or less, Zach wins. Anything more than 6, I win.
Here's the question. What was the wager?
I don't think we should talk about that on the broadcast.
DMs are open.
You will find that out on Relentless Racing After Dark.
But this gives these guys that had a little bit of damage the opportunity to come in and get some of that fixed.
Well, again, like I said, you know, if you're going to have an issue, you want to have it real early in the race because that gives you the chance that you're going to be able to come in, get all your damage fixed, and get back in it.
I want to tell you what, it's hopefully it's gonna straighten out. If not, it's gonna be a long night.
These races, it seems like you have a lot of early cautions. Cars get damaged. Then the fewer cars on track, the cleaner the racing gets. It's just kind of the nature of the short track racing, I guess. But while we're under caution, why don't we talk about some of these throwback cars here?
Point them out, Tony.
Well, I'm looking right now. I'm seeing the looks like a throwback to the old Skull Bandit car.
Oh, that's gonna be the 44. See if we can get a view of it.
Well, I think we actually have 2 of them out there. Nathan Nixon looks like he's running a version of the old Skull Bandit car. And I believe there's another one up there as well.
I was just saying that was a popular one back then.
And we're going back to green.
Great jump by Schaefer.
Yeah, it looked like Colt may have spun the tires a little bit there. I saw the back end kick out a little bit.
Yeah, and that's real easy to do here in these cars on when you're restarting on that bottom line, or pretty much any car.
Oh, we've
And
got
for
him
whatever
beat.
reason, seems like, that top line has just a ton more grip where you're able to just get on the gas and go.
Props to Sean Pointer just in for that awesome save in the middle of almost a 3 wide.
Oh, there goes the 54, or not 54. Matt Webb,
52.
52. Spun it. Looks like he got a little heavy on the brakes and the back end kicked loose.
He has got his open modified ready now.
Going back to that Skull Bandit car, it looks like Nathan Nixon's running a version of the Skull Bandit car. I believe there's another one out there. And that is, let me find him. Oh, the Copenhagen car, Isaac Wilson.
So I found out what the wager is, and yes, no, that is definitely not something that we can say over the airways. But Tony, yeah, I think you're gonna win this, my guy.
I feel like it was a pretty safe bet on my part.
I think it was a pretty safe bet. If I was Zach, I would have said 10. That's what mine would have been.
I still would have taken that bet.
As they did
Gotta.
load in late, couple laps down, but he's making it back up, and I need to be informed on this wager. So feel free to send me the details of this.
Oh, I definitely am, but it's not something you're going to say over the airwaves. I can assure you of that.
Another throwback car we got out there is that Ricky Williams car, throwing it back to Kyle Petty, I believe. Mellow yellow, number 11.
That's it. They're going to be Kyle Petty or Cole Trickle.
Well, and that's very possible because we also got that 46 Superflow car. I believe that is also a throwback to Days of Thunder.
And too bad we do not have the Exxon out there. Need some Rowdy Burns.
Well, we'll have to go back up here and look, but
You know what? I think
that's a Dale car. Never mind that number 8, Nathan Penley, throwing it back to senior.
You know what, Bobby? I think that can be arranged. I think that can be arranged on broadcast too.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we'll leave it to them two to decide that.
Well, the odds are looking good right now.
That's this is one of them times where I'm going to look at you two and go, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Little friendly wager.
You know what? We'll make it even more interesting if we hit 40, at least 45 viewers in here tonight. I'll coax them into doing it after the race. In their best voice.
Let me make a bunch more Twitch accounts and get that number up.
Another good jump by Brandon Schaefer.
Yeah, that inside line is really struggling to get the power down, which again, like I said, that's the nature of this track.
Curry caught him. Spun him. Oh, there's a whole bunch more in there.
Oh, and 49, Hastings got his quick pit crew, threw his front back on. Oh, this.
That was not good.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough there for Brandon. He's missing that whole front clip.
Yeah. And Hastings got
I
lucky.
I gotta say it, even being impartial here, that I gotta put that on Colt. That just looked like a little bit of impatience there, just trying to get everything he could off. It wasn't a super hard hit to Brandon's left rear, but just enough to send him around. And on a start like that, everybody stacked up. There's no way you're surviving that.
Nah, way too many cars, not enough track.
But
Yeah.
it was pretty good for a majority of it. Most of them got by, and then I believe that's Wiggins, as always. He found it.
And the unfortunate thing too is when you have so many cars stacked up like that, if you go on board with Chad, he literally you cannot see anything. All of a sudden, car darts left, and there's the sideways number 3 car, and Chad's on the brakes as hard as he humanly can be, and just unfortunately nowhere to go. You're stuck at that point. I personally I feel horrible for Brandon, especially this early into the race.
Believe Zach, believe that is caution number 4.
That is caution number 4.
Not looking good for the home team.
Gatlin Downey come in there too and just lifted that 3 car up off the ground.
I'm also curious, does it have to be said in a normal voice?
No. I'm thinking
High pitched lady man voice?
I'm thinking.
Can we say lady man on stream? I think so. I don't know.
Zach, I'll give you a break. We won't count the stage caution.
Wow.
Of course, in the book.
Yeah, Zach, I got to agree with Barkley. You're a good and effed. There is no way you're winning this one, brother.
$26 in out of 160. Fourth caution. Less than 6 for Zach. More than 6 for Tony. Zach, yeah, I don't think the odds are really in your favor.
Man, and I'm just looking over Brandon's car. He is back out there, but that car the right front is towed in a ton. That thing is not going to be happy.
Got 130 laps. Imagine we're not done seeing cautions yet, so we may have the opportunity to get some more of that damage fixed and maybe get a little bit somewhat competitive.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we said, we've seen Zach come back from worse multiple times. Green flag is out.
Well, Curry got a great launch there.
He made a liar out of me about that inside line there, didn't he?
One who kind of slipped up on that launch was that 12 of Cody Riggs, kind of late to the throttle, and we're
Brandon back around again. Unfortunately, with the way that Brandon's car is, he can't really even get out of his own way right now. You know who's benefiting the most out of all this is Isaac Wilson.
Definitely,
he is. I'm pretty sure Isaac started this race 4 or 5 laps down, and I think he's now back on the lead lap. And by the way, Zach, that's caution number 5. You got uno más.
Yeah, 50. I don't know what the 52 was thinking there. He tried to stick it in a hole that was not there and just took the 3 out again.
Yeah, and Brandon, understandably, asked the question, are y'all mad at me? And I won't repeat the rest of it, but let's just put it this way. He's feeling like the bug and not the windshield tonight.
He's definitely the pinball tonight.
I don't know. We might start calling him Bobby Jr.
I'm telling you, trust me, if anybody knows how it feels, it's me.
Yeah, but I think Isaac had a little bit of monitor problem. Didn't start when the race did. Like you said, Bobby, he was about 4 or 5 laps down, and he's heading back on the lead lap. Now, just a heads up, we did check around and move around our.
We got a ride along.
Yeah, we moved them around, dropped it down a little bit. They are on a 2 per hour cool down. But we did lower the points down so y'all can ride along with some of y'all new viewers.
Old Mr. Barkley wants to watch that 8 on that restart.
Miss Weeks, probably the best description of how Brandon is thinking right now. It's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine.
And Isaac, along with driving, is able to sub. So anything is possible. 12 months in a row.
A lot of guys up here having a good night that we usually don't see towards the front. It's nice to see some fresh faces up there.
Isaac's driving, subbing, and watching Raw. All while he's making his laps back. 4 down on the lead lap. So I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's what you call multitasking.
Well, we're going to watch another restart here. See what Nathan Penley can do hanging on that outside of that 22 car? 22 car Colt Curry.
Be interested to see if Colt gets that massive jump again on the bottom. That restart zone is such a benefit to the leader.
It is.
So you see it again. Able to get himself clear.
The weird thing about this track, though, is it's such a small restart zone.
It really is, and I'll tell you what, Penley drove it in past. I remember where I lost my baseball at 2 years old.
They are definitely getting a little dicey back here, about 6th, 7th, 8th. Hard racing. Keeping it clean, though. Keeping it clean.
I think Barkley's out there jinxing it so bad.
Barkley, you hush your mouth, sir.
But I will tell you one, there's a constant that I'm seeing, and Miss Weeks is talking about watching his stream, and that's Cody Riggs, just sitting there and right around 5th, 6th spot, every restart, keeping that car clean, just running the race to hope he's there at the end. Gave him a little bit of advice before the race. Looks like it might be paying off for him.
Yeah, and I mean,
And as the 49 goes around, collects the 89 a little bit.
And that's Cody's doing exactly what you want to do here. If I was in Cody's position, I'm sitting in the catbird seat and like, okay, you guys go on, go burn your stuff up. I'll see you in a couple laps.
Well, and just keeping that car clean, man. That's the big thing. You can win this race by having less damage than everybody else, because you're never going to have no damage, let's be real. But just having less damage than everybody else, you can drive around a lot of cars.
Oh, 100%. And I almost feel like with the weather conditions and track conditions we have right now, I feel like we're going to see that second groove come into play.
Well, and I did see a few cars making some time up on that second groove in 1 and 2, but it seemed like whatever they gained in 1 and 2, they lost in 3 and 4. I believe that's like caution number 6, something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking Zach Dunn lost.
He already admitted defeat in the Discord, so.
Now we need to beat the dead horse.
Well, Zach, we may need you up in the broadcast booth after the race, because I'll allow it.
I don't know nothing, Matt. I know nothing. Yes, that would be very convenient for you to go to bed early, Mr.
Wow,
Zach.
that's.
I mean, I don't fault the guy. I mean, this race may be quite a while. They might use every bit of that 3 hours.
I hope not, because I got to be in work at 6:30 tomorrow morning.
Well, we have officially passed 25% of the race.
Yeah, I think my cutoff time tonight, gentlemen, will be 11 o'clock Eastern.
Mitch, you just wait. There's going to be more.
You get a caution. You get a caution.
Yes.
It's like
Mitch,
Oprah.
Mitch, that's what us old guys in iRacing that have been here for 13 plus years would call. We're not iRacing, we are iPacing.
I'm gonna have to have our one of our video editors make a nice little clip recap of this race, create a little video.
I was gonna say a rec compilation from North Wilkesboro.
I have a feeling all series is going to be pretty rough this week here.
Yeah, I'm not. No, with my luck, I'm not looking forward to this week at all.
If I'm not mistaken, I think all 4 series are here at Wilkesboro.
I believe you're
They
right.
are. They are.
Yes.
And we go green again. Colt gets a really good jump this time. Oh, goes the 42, the 12, the 93, the
And they're
52,
still
the
wrecking.
28, the 36. Cleaning up in turn 3 and 4.
Orca break weekly.
I did not even see what happened there.
I don't know where to start.
Let's start with the initial, which I believe involved the 12 of Cody Riggs.
That's where I was heading to.
I was going to say, I had so many red notifications come across my screen, I just really didn't know where to start this at.
We're just gonna
Oh,
with
we had a little bit of net code there. Cody wiggled a little bit to keep it off the wall, and I think net code pulled them together.
It does look like it. I see that wiggle there that you're talking about. It actually looks like he net coded off of the fence first and shot him down the track. I'm watching it. I see a puff of smoke coming off the wall. And he's got a good 3 foot.
He looked like
I
think he got loose. Watching his cockpit,
yes, he did.
The car.
Yep, he did. He got loose and came down into the 42.
Yep.
And unfortunately, he hooked the 42 into the fence. But luckily for Cody,
probably isn't going to have much damage.
Yeah, he's not going to have much damage, but a lot of other people subscribing to Orca Break Weekly piling on in.
You're not going to believe me when I tell you this, but I don't see any damage on Cody's car. The front end is clean.
I would not doubt it.
No wrinkle in the fenders, no nothing. Might have a little bit of damage on the left rear. Not even anything on the left rear from scraping the wall.
I think he's, at this point, just going to have to thank his lucky stars that he's good to go here. Unfortunately, he lost all that track position, but again, we're not even a third of the way through the race, so still plenty of time.
Yeah, and that car count is thinning out.
Rapidly.
Cody's sitting in 19th, and everybody behind him is on pit road. So that's like 6 cars sitting on pit road, getting damage fixed.
Actually, just updated to 17th, it looks like he is.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So that means we got, what, 8 cars? 8 cars in the pits. A couple more pulling down now. I believe 12 is going to go get some tires here because he's got nothing to lose. Might as well go get them now.
All right, so you made the bet. Actually, I think we're going green here, so we'll wait until the next caution, but I'm going to make a wager with you this time.
Okay.
As green is out. Colt with another great restart.
Pretty big checkup there. I'd be curious to go back and look at that restart because I thought the 8 seemed like he really slowed down.
33 in the wall.
Ends in the front stretch. Body parts flying. And we stay green.
3 wide.
And we're not
And
green anymore.
1189, and that's about it. Couple in the grass, but I think they're good.
Bumpers being thrown.
Just remember, when you pull the rear bumper cover off, ladies and gentlemen, make sure your gloves stay on so it's OSHA approved.
That 89 just towed.
Well, if we're looking correct, it looks like we've got 19 left on the lead lap.
All right, so we'll come up with the what the winner gets offline, but I'm gonna say Cup Series has. We're gonna go lucky number 13 cautions. I'm thinking it's gonna be 13 or less cautions.
Yeah, I'm not a real betting man, so I think I would not take that bet. Not a lot of wiggle room there.
No, definitely not a lot of wiggle room, but that's what makes it fun, and we can make it very interesting with what the winner gets here. So before you say yes or no, let's come up with the stakes offline. And then what it's going to be, we got to say something on next week's broadcast. Obviously broadcast approved, but enough to make a difference.
Well, we could get a picture of you wearing a Patriots jersey.
John, no, I'd rather shoot myself in the head,
We can
stick my
put that
hand
on
in the toaster,
broadcast.
plug it in, and jump in a swimming pool than ever wear a Patriots jersey. And no, Josh, you're giving me way too much credit. I'm going to be caught up in 100% of them.
Well, we got 105 laps to go.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm a Jets fan. You will never, ever see me in a Patriots jersey. Ever. You may see me light one on fire, but that's about it.
Sounds like you're scared.
Sounds like I can't stand the Patriots, and I love to see them suffer.
Makes it even better.
No.
Cody Riggs back up into 13th.
Telling you. Oh boy, Zach and Barkley exchanging pleasantries in the chat. As Pace Truck is off and Green is out again. Another great jump by Colt.
Yeah, I think he realized that high lane is definitely
It's
the lane to restart from.
Yeah, it's definitely the place to be, and I think Wednesday it's going to be even more.
Oh yeah, you can drive it into the corner deeper and definitely clear before the corner. If somebody's able to hang with you on the inside, though, you're gonna be sitting in a bad spot. Hey, get to his bumper.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, you're sitting down there with a car that could easily take you out.
That is true. Is the aid of Nathan Penley taking the lead, but Colt fighting back on the outside. He's not letting this go.
Yep. He's got the momentum on the high line. I thought Penley had him cleared, but Colt's going to keep it up high. Penley's going to clear him now. Shut the door. Colt's going to cross him over, go back to the bottom, and Penley checked up pretty hard there. I think he's setting up the crossover. Oh, and Penley's in the grass, but he saves it. They're still going. And we got a car on the inside wall. No caution. He gets it straight. Penley back to the front.
You know, Spencer's sitting right there. Him and Sean Pointer both are just watching this.
Bump and run. Colt just pushed the 8 up the track.
That is a 2 for 2 out of Colt. That was
That's
the same move he put on Schaefer almost.
and I get the move, but we're 60 laps into a 160 lap race. That's a little early for that move, I think.
Yeah, even with them going for the stage win here, which is coming up in a few laps, yeah, I would have saved that one till the end of the race, because now Nathan's definitely going to have that in the back of his mind, and I'll guarantee you Nathan will repay that favor if it comes down to it.
Absolutely.
And
I
you,
would.
I know I would.
and you also got to think, you got Brandon Banks who's creeping up to the field, sitting in P5 right now.
And we
Caution
got
out
a caution.
again, and that should be stage.
Nathan Nixon had a little bit of an issue.
Looks like we had Isaac and Isaac and Nathan Nixon both look like Isaac got loose on entry, as well as Nathan pushing into the corner and kind of met in the middle. Nathan ends up with the short end of the stick there. Isaac's able to keep going.
Yeah, there's a spot right up on that high lane where there's like a little, it's banked and it's flat, then it's banked, and the car wants to kick loose there. And I think
Yeah,
that's what Isaac hit. Because
Yep,
I
it's
did that a few
definitely
times in
angry.
practice.
It's definitely angry in that spot. There's no doubt about it.
And he drifted it all the way through the corner on that one. But that's what I found a lot in practice. If you're gonna get into like a lockup or a back end slide, that's the spot where it's gonna happen.
Since we've got lucky number 8, I believe, on caution.
Yeah. Starting to lose track.
9th, 8th for wreck, 1 for stage break. We're going to give Telsman a little bit of shout out to him, Sim Route Market, and we'll be back. This restart should be pretty interesting as Penley and Curry are side by side on this restart.
Yeah, we had 4 cars stay out here, so they're gonna be back in traffic where they haven't been pretty much all night.
Cedric launched out on that restart.
And we're already seeing those tires work though. Colt all the way up to 3rd now. Gonna make short work of the 52 of Matt Webb. Just able to drive off the corner better. He's gonna be back up to Vincent here in about a lap.
Penley looked like he got a little loose coming out of 3.
Yeah, the car gets a little snappy on exit. You really got to manage the throttle.
Especially when the tires are brand new. You gotta, as I like to say, you gotta work some of that new off of the tires, get some heat into them, and then they'll grip up real good for you. Right about here is 3-4 laps in. Big wreck again.
27. 77 in the inside wall.
Oh, Tom, what do you think? You think we're gonna have any fisticuffs in pit road after this? Because I'm thinking fists are gonna be flying.
Definitely going to be pretty spicy. But I can also tell you that I feel like a lot of these guys came in expecting this, right? This is a tough track with a lot of cars on it. Varying skill levels here. It's definitely not an easy place to run. You get guys that know this track and race around each other all the time, absolutely. But this is fairly new into the season. We're 4 weeks in. Some of these guys are still learning how everybody drives, and then you throw this short track in the mix. It's definitely gonna shake things up a little bit.
Oh, Barkley, Zach didn't lose. He's getting beat like a drum.
Yeah, all Zach's getting beat like a government mule over here. There ain't no doubt about it.
Zach lost that bet before the race even started.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, they lost by lap 50. Now,
I think he lost before that. I think it was probably like 35 he lost.
Caution number 9 was at lap 63, so.
and this restart's going to be interesting. Colt's going to be rear viewing because he's got Penley right there behind him.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see what Vincent can do on that bottom line. He's got older tires, but he's got track position. Can he hold these guys up a little bit?
Vincent oh no, Cedric. Cedric, you were
Cedric.
throwing me off there.
My bad.
I was like,
Cedric,
where's
yeah.
Vincent? And am I missing a car here?
I get those two mixed up all the time.
So do I. Don't feel bad. Another driver we haven't really spoke about yet, but is, again, this is kind of his bread and butter, albeit on the dirt side. But just, short track racing would be Sean Pointer. I think Sean is going to have something to say about this before the end as well.
Well, and he's sitting in a really good spot right now, right? Cedric, old tire, is going to hold the 8 up. He may be able to clear Cedric following Colt on this restart.
And I will tell you this, Sean, dirt or pavement, is not afraid to put it up against that outside wall and let her eat.
Right now, our biggest mover is Sean. He's up 12. And Ricky Williams, after his fiasco, back on the lead lap. He's up 15. $18 cars left on the lead lap. William Moore being the last one.
Green flag is out, and yeah, Sean, I think, may clear both Cedric and Mason here.
Yeah, if he can carry the speed off the corner, he should be able to clear Cedric no problem.
There he goes.
And now he'll try to reel in that 22 car.
Go ahead, Jeremy. This is where I start getting nervous. I got two of probably my most aggressive drivers on the team within the entire league running 1-2. Yeah, it's going to get spicy.
He's at 54. He was really using that high lane and then cutting it down. Carried a lot of speed off the corner. I'd be curious to see if he's able to get around that 7 car doing that. But he's going to have that slower car, Cedric, on old tires. It's going to be tough to do that.
Well, that's the line that I like to run here, is that high entry, and you can get a much straighter drive off the corner and get the power down so much earlier.
If you're single file.
If you're single file, that's exactly it. And it's not even just single file. You need to have somewhat of a gap behind you, because that line just invites people to shoot it down the inside, because you're leaving that bottom so wide open, and it's such a high arc and late apex. You're just inviting people to go down there.
Well, we successfully made it over halfway within an hour, so
It's like Spencer is really having a tough time getting her. Oh, got loose off the corner, trying to get around Cedric here for the 4th position. He's working that bottom, but Cedric's able to keep him at bay, running that high line. And it looks like the 54 Brandon Banks is going to be running out of patience here pretty quick.
I was just gonna say he's being extremely patient with this entire situation and seeing how it's gonna play out. But we all know Brandon. Brandon is one of the best at saving tires. So he might be playing the long game here.
well,
Yeah.
you've still got 70 something laps left. I mean, why push it right now? Just ride it out. I mean, the cautions have seemed to calm down a little bit.
Now
Well,
you
I
did it.
think that's the scare, right? He's getting held up. Those cars out in front are getting further and further away.
I
And
wouldn't be
if it
too
goes
worried,
green,
though.
it's tough to gain that back.
I wouldn't be too worried about it though, for the simple fact that I think those front 3 are definitely pushing, and they not as much tire wear, but if they overheat that right front too much, they will end up dropping like a rock and fall right back to them.
Oh, Cedric sideways off the corner again. Those old tires are really paying a price right now. 7's gonna stick it underneath there, see if he can get the momentum and clear him. Side by side, Cedric drove it deep into 1.
He's going to pay the price off exit here, I believe. Oh, no, he made
Nope.
a liar out of me.
This Penley's fighting a lap car.
Looks
See,
like
that high lane seems to work in 1 and 2, but it does not in 3 and 4. Like, we're gonna see Cedric probably gain a little bit here on exit. No, Spencer. Oh, caution. I believe that was a 33 car, Nathan Nixon.
93 and 33, it seems like both was involved in that one. That was more of getting on the gas too soon.
And then the 35 Gatlin Downey had a issue up there as well.
Yeah, 93, he got out.
Yeah,
Oh,
93.
Gas too hard. Looks like went back in, just kicked it.
Cars look so similar from a distance.
I'm up in the blimp. Almost everything looks similar. Hence why I paint my cars with real bright colors.
I'm in the blimp zoomed out so I can see more of the tracks. Yeah.
Same
All
thing.
I see is a white roof and a green.
I bet you could pick out Sean and Colt's car, though, pretty easy.
Yep. Takers on pit road.
Yeah, you definitely can pick out Colt's car, blimp, but Sean a little bit more blended in.
Yeah, but that pink stands out pretty well, I think. Not as well as the pink on that Superflow car, but
no. You can see him coming during the eclipse.
Pretty much.
Another one that's pretty beat up right now, throwback car, is that 227. I don't recall who drove that John Deere car. It was one of those oddball drivers.
Wasn't it LePage, I think, is ringing a bell?
Well, let's check Google.
Yes, the old Google machine.
Where is Joe at with a back when we need him?
I'm telling you. Or a Josh Van Gore impression.
Well, Stenhouse drove a John Deere car, but I don't think that's the throwback.
No, this would have been back in the, I think it's when they called it the Bush series.
Chad Little.
That's who
Chad
I
Little,
knew
there
it was
it
Chad
is.
something, but I couldn't think of the last name. and he was not around very long, if I remember correctly.
So what you're saying, Chad Little was around for a little bit?
Yes, definitely
Ah,
a little bit.
Little bit. Very good.
And Kurt Busch took it over.
And that's when Sharpie came on board.
I'd say that was definitely a step up. His pace truck is off.
Another great. Oh, Sean got squarely on that bottom line. That might allow Evan out. Evan Ludi had to check up. Oh, he's coming back around the high side. But I think Sean will have, no, maybe not. Sean really had to check up on exit of 4 there. And caution. Super slow car.
Does anybody have a caution count for us? We got to be in double digits by now.
I'll give you one real quick. We are 11th caution for cause. 12th
You know what?
overall.
46, Adam Pettit. That same spot, he got the car sideways, right where that car unloads, right in that one little transition spot.
And you know that's going to be, I think, going to be the spirit week spot for the ARCA and trucks, because
I think it's going to be the weak spot for everybody.
Well, it's there, like in the next gen car, it's there, but it's not nearly as loose as it is in the Xfinity car. I don't think ARCA is really going to have that much of an issue. It's just going to be drivers varying skill levels.
If I remember correctly from the ARC cars, they seemed very planted.
Yes.
At this track.
Trucks, if I remember correctly, they were really, really tight at this track.
Extremely tight, but an extreme amount of fun to race as well. What's going to be interesting about tomorrow night is the size of the fields that we've been having in trucks.
Yes, that's going to be very interesting.
To have that many trucks on this track at one time, God bless.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did Zach lose the friendly wager, he's going to get to deal with all that.
Yeah, I think we're going to need to put Zach in some counseling after this season. I may need to switch off with Zach and be the truck admin next season, and he can go over and go over to the Easy Series over in ARCA.
Well, I think we only got about 20 cars out there right now. 18 on the lead lap. One of them may be getting a wave around here, so he may be back on the lead lap. So we may have 19 next time at the line. But that field is dwindling.
Oh, yeah, and Spencer and Cole rubbing each other's door right now on restart. But don't look, Penley's sitting right there behind Curry, and I'm pretty sure he ain't forgot.
Well, another good restart. Sean, a little bump to that 7 car.
Yeah, 7 checked up pretty good right through there.
Yeah, I think, I don't know when he last pitted, but I'm not sure what kind of tires he's on. But he was doing that earlier in the run as well, before this last caution, where he was checking up pretty early. Just wondering if those tires are showing their wear. Oh, Brandon Banks sideways. Collects it. Oh, 52 almost wrecked it. He saved it.
And this is one of these effects of having a lot of cautions in the race. It gets everybody amped up, and I know I'm only going to have a few laps, so if I see a hole open, I got to take advantage. immediately.
Oh, 52 into the wall. Down
And
into
back
traffic.
down the
Oh, he pulled it
track.
back up. Still
Great
green.
job pulling it back up.
Front four cars have kind of pulled away. And there goes Cody Riggs. And a whole bunch of others.
Ooh, Isaac. I don't think Isaac was involved. I think he got stopped, but
Oh, I see it disabled chat. Might have got a little spicy in there.
Yeah, Cody is been having a rough season, we'll say. Unfortunately, he's at about his wit's end, I believe.
Well, Briggs, Pettit, Nixon, more all casualties of that.
And unfortunately, I think Cody's night is going to be over. That car is smoking like a locomotive.
And Cedric, I don't know if that was a net code or
Well, I think what happened with Cody earlier got a little loose. I think we may have just seen him in the opposite seat there, where Cedric had to catch that car.
Yes, he did. That's
Looking
exactly
at the
what
steering wheel,
happened.
that's so. What happened? Cody had that happen. He had to catch the car and turn somebody. Well, now he was on the bottom, and the exact same thing happened.
.35 T-boned him. Wilson just stops on the track, does not want anything to do with it.
Sometimes that's the best move. Just stop it on track so you don't. Everybody else is going to be trying to get around it. You don't have anywhere to turn down. Stop, let them go through so you don't damage your car anymore.
And that field is smaller and smaller. So, Bobby, I may be looking for a job. What's your sheet metal pay start out at? Your team's going to need it after this one.
I was going to say, I might be looking for some more help. We pay in moonshine and beer.
That sounds just right.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Government can't keep tabs on that. All right, so here it is. This is going to be the restart I think we've been waiting for. Colt's pretty fast on those restarts, but he's got Pinley on the inside. Pinley's not. What would you call it? He's like an elephant. He will not forget this. So it may not be tonight, but and there's 18 races left. Check will be cashed.
I can guarantee you, if he gets a chance tonight, it's going to be tonight.
Bank is open. Checks can be cashed.
All right, I think we're going to have a decently long run now. Car field's getting real small. I think people are just wanting to get this race over with now.
We're seeing a little bit more aggression out of Cedric than we have in other races.
Oh, just kidding.
I was just going to say, you had to
previous
say
statement.
You had to say something.
That's
Tony's fault.
I did not say the caution word.
Isaac, yell at Tony. It's all his fault.
It looks like. Not. Well, Melly Yellow and Skull and Copenhagen, I guess, all goes in one. Looks like Isaac might have thought he was clear. Barely touched him.
So interesting. Brandon Banks and Michael Newbrock coming down for tires right now.
33 gives
And
Oh,
93.
that was some net code. They never even really touched on my screen.
I'm going to say it again. iRacing fix your net code.
I
For
mean,
the
it
love of God.
probably would have happened anyways. The 11 was carrying so much speed. Maybe some of that Matt Forn's prediction code.
It could be that Matt Forn's Josh Van Gore prediction code, 100%.
There was definitely some gap in between those cars when they went around. I think somebody blew an engine. I heard something pop. Must have been the 11 car.
It was either the 11 car or Cody Riggs' motor finally popped because, like I said earlier, that thing was smoking away like a locomotive.
Venture hanging in up there and still in the top 5. McRae, after all that in the beginning of the race, he's able to pull himself back up to P5.
Minimize the damage. Get what you can with a broken car.
Be interested to see how actual broken that car is, though.
I didn't see a whole lot.
Yeah, definitely has some front end damage, but nothing major.
Right rear, whole back end's kind of separated. But yeah, it's pretty beat up.
Yeah, but that's just, my sheet metal guys are going to be a little bit busy. As long as that wheel's straight and you got all the RPMs, should be able to be all right.
Yeah, with the damage he's got on the front of that car, I don't know if he's got all the RPMs. That's a lot of damage on those fenders, hood, and bumper.
Lie to me, Tony. Lie to me.
Hey, sometimes that helps, though. If you don't have the power to get off the corner, you're not going to get loose.
Very true. Pace truck is off. Green flag is out again. Looking at that start, I think the 77's got all the RPMs.
He very well could. Oh, Cedric into the...
Cedric.
He's overdriving it. Overdriving it. Come in hot again and took out somebody. I can't even see who that is.
And Sam Gordon, possibly. Oh, yes.
Well, one of them clipped. I think one of them just clipped the bumper of one of the cars sitting there. I didn't see who it was.
Yeah, Cedric came in pretty high, hit Gordon in the bag.
Yeah. And then somebody clipped Gordon's front end, I think it was, as he was trying to pass.
Give me the 42. William
Yep.
Moore.
Just took that front end right off.
Maybe some EOLs and parking penalties going with.
Justin may have to make 2 or 3 videos with the amount of cautions that we have had. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a single video from the carnage that we've seen tonight.
Well, I mean, there's still 40 laps left.
What I mean.
In memory of those taken out in Wilksboro.
Matt, super good. Chef's kiss. Mwah. Beautiful.
Well, that drops it down to, I believe that's going to put 14 cars on the lead lap.
You know, Tony, in defense of Zach, was he talking about how many cars may have been left or how many cautions? I mean, that could have been an easy mix-up.
That's very possible.
Jeremy with the easy out for Zach, but me
Eh.
as Zach's team owner, I'm not letting him off the hook.
Oh, I'm
That
not
is
giving him
happening.
easy out. He's gonna be on the stream. I think it'd be a good way to start next week.
I can't wait to see the numbers after this race and see how many green flag laps we actually had.
I don't see how many tickets are gonna be put in.
Xfinity
that's
admins are gonna be busy.
that's
Yeah,
gonna be the.
thank Jeremy. Thank you for reminding me so I can silence the RRL Discord tomorrow at about 8 o'clock in the morning, and then turn it back on at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I'll lose my job. Because all I'm going to be hearing is ding, 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 ding.
Well, we're gonna rack them up and send them again.
Xfinity next week. We are at
Should
Road
be at a road
America.
course.
So
Yes. I'm looking forward to that one.
I am not.
and I think as of right now, Colt Curry has led the most laps.
He's probably led about 70 of them under caution.
Now, what we're seeing here, 54 of Brandon Banks back up to 4th place, and he is on fresh tires.
Yeah, and he's working that high line to get around these guys on older tires. We'll see what he can do with it.
You also got to remember, Brandon may be holding on to a check that Colt wrote to Schaefer.
Very possible. I think Penley's going to try to cash that check in first, though.
I believe it's going to be Penley. That being said, Penley survived the bump and run. I wouldn't really say what Colt did was a bump and run, more of a I'm trying to get everything I can off the bottom of the corner and slid up and unfortunately hooked the guy. Definitely don't think.
Oh, 30 again. Takes a 6.
Man, DBR guy's having a bad night tonight.
You know who else was in that?
I believe I saw Schaefer.
Brandon Schaefer.
Or Brandon. Brandon, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm not laughing at you, buddy.
30
We're
what?
laughing with you.
Nearly 80 laps down. Got his damage fixed.
Schaefer actually was able to get on the binders hard enough where he did not make contact.
Well, and there's still a few spots that he can gain by running, so I think that's out there.
Cedric threw it down and deep again.
Overdrive in the corner.
Well, you're right. Looks like Schaefer survived it. His
Going
teammate.
tires now.
He survived it by the skin of his buttocks.
The hair on his chinny chin chin.
New bra, I think he might got a little worried when he saw that bush coming at him. And his bumper just literally fell off. Nobody touched him.
Tony's not wrong.
No, Tony is, I got to admit it. Tony, you are 110% right.
I feel like there's a Days of Thunder reference here.
Yeah, I want you to go out there and hit the pace car. Why? You hit every other thing.
I want
you to be perfect at something.
I want y'all to look at the 33 when he passes in front of the 6. That bumper just lunges out at him. He don't touch it, it just falls off.
Went by so fast it ripped it right off.
Cedric has not come out of the pits yet.
I don't know, Renee. I don't think anybody's going to be eating ice cream after this one, but I'm thinking everybody's going to be looking, that is over the age of 21, looking for a cold beverage.
I might go eat some ice cream.
Because we'll be looking for the cold beverage on Wednesday.
Oh, Cedric's coming out of pits.
Now, here's going to be the interesting thing. Can these top 3 hold off Brandon Banks with those new tires?
Well, I feel like Brandon's in a perfect spot sitting 4th.
Absolutely.
If he can time the launch with Colt, he could probably get up to second place on those fresh tires and then start working Colt over.
Now, the thing that could hurt Brandon, though, is if he gets out front and we get another caution, does everybody else then go down and get those fresh tires?
I mean, they could, but man, do you want to be back in the pack? There's going to be people who are going to stay out and just hope and pray they get a decent finish out of it. And then you're going to be dodging them.
I think so, but I don't think as many as you and me would think. Because you got to remember, the only ones I think that came down and got new tires so far were Banks and Nubra. I think everybody else is still out there on the same tires from stage.
There's been some that have cycled through. Colt got a really good launch again.
Yeah, Colt's got that restart set.
54 got around the 20. Well, whatever. Sean's 20, and he's working over the 8 right now. He should make this work on the bottom line, and he's going to reel Colt in pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately for Colt, he is a sitting duck here.
All he can do is run. And hope somebody else can get caught up and start racing that 54. 28 laps to go.
Seems like even though Colt was on those older tires, though, he's still getting a great run through 3 and 4. It looks like the only place. Banks
Sean saved it. Ooh, that was close.
Looks like the only place Banks is really gaining a ton of time on Colt is 1 and 2.
Well, he's gaining a little bit on exit each corner, it seems like. Just because he's able to put that power down. 27. They're back on track.
Stay green.
Flag. The 6 gonna send it in there. That was a wise decision there for the 6. That would have ended badly.
Look now, Banks has got him within a car
length. He's killing him on corner exit.
Now, if I'm Banks, I'm just filling Colt's mirror. Pressure him into a mistake.
Yeah, keep sticking your nose in there. Keep working at it. Colt's going to try to take his line away, but I don't think that's the move for Colt. I don't think... If Banks' tires are fresh enough where he can go low and then cross back up and still run that high line, I think Colt's actually hurting himself running that low line.
24 to go. I think Banks is just toying with them, like you said, getting a feel for him.
Exactly.
Making him burn up his tires even more.
I also think Colt isn't in the mindset from what we've seen tonight. He's either coming home with a checker flag or a steering wheel.
Most lap times right now, Mitch, are looking around your mid-19s.
Oh, Banks clipped him a little bit. Pushed him through the straightaway. I think Banks says, I've had enough following you. It's time for me to get around.
Yep, time to go.
Got the nose underneath him. He's going to get it right here, turn 1. Take that low line. Oh, Colt's able to keep the momentum up. I think Banks had to check up. But that 8 is there now, too. It's brought him back in the picture. These two running like this.
Colt actually able to run away and hide a little bit here. Give himself a little bit of breathing room. 20 to go.
54 checked up. Oh, Sean goes around. Oh!
Ooh.
That's going to be a caution. Maybe. No caution. They're rolling.
Barney has slipped on that one.
Barney the flagger must have been sipping on some of the moonshine.
He was looking for that distillery too.
I'm thinking he found it.
3 wide. They're making it work. Oh, okay, they made it work.
Are you good there, bud?
It was a little touch and go. The 7, the 227, and the 6 were 3 wide through the corner.
Oh,
I
36
had
and 6.
36 in the wall.
I was more concerned about your health there than the guys going 3 wide. It sounded like you were choking or something.
Oh no, I'm good.
You having a seizure, heart attack over there.
Well, I'm telling you, old Tony's having an aneurysm.
You know what? Colt's doing pretty good holding on those tires.
Like I said at the beginning of the race, Colt is very, very, very good at this track. I don't think as this run goes on, those tires are going to do him any favors.
15 to go.
As Banks pushes him off the corner again. I'll give Banks credit. He's there. He's letting him know he's there, but he's being nice enough to let him live.
Yeah, a little too early. A little too early. Just stay there. You know, once we hit 5 to go, and then maybe you get a little more aggressive with it.
Fill that mirror.
And you know Penley's just sitting there waiting, hoping something happens.
Oh, yeah. He's hoping those
There
two
it
get
went.
into it right each other.
Austin's not out. Weston went straight to pits after his wreck.
And I'll tell you what, these top 3 or so cars have just pulled away.
Yeah, Banks is riding on him.
Banks
There
is
he
on the
goes.
bottom now. He's got it. If he can get off the corner. Oh. Had to check up there, but he's going to send it into the corner. And there goes Banks around. And there's the caution.
Colt is not making any friends tonight. I will tell you that much.
I don't know what happened on the straightaway there, but it seemed like Banks really sent it into that corner. Turn 1. I'm going to have to back it up a little bit and see what happened.
I'm going to take a look as well. Looks like Colt, same thing that we've been seeing on the backstretch. Colt got a little bit loose, coming off of 4, and
Yeah, but he didn't really come down, though. I feel like Banks came up.
and then Banks definitely overdrove going into 1 there.
And Cedric's worked into the picture.
Well, we're going to have a short little run here to the end.
Neither one of your leaders took any tires. Evan Lundy on the freshest setup towards that front group. Him and James McRae. So Evan easily, we hadn't talked much about him tonight. He possibly could sneak one in.
Well, and especially you got 2 guys that were not exactly friendly to each other racing for the stage win there. Evan and let's see who's right behind Evan. Evan and James McRae, driver that was in that lap 1 turn 1 wreck, maybe in the catbird seat here.
Josh Fassbender, what replay you want to watch, Josh?
We got about 17
Josh.
of them that you
I was gonna say we have 1,000 of them tonight, my guy. Which
Josh
one?
slash
That's
John
the-
slash Joe slash Jim slash
I know which one
Jose.
he's looking at. Let's see if we can
We
bounce
need
back.
to be more specifics. we need the specifics, mister.
Well, on that last one right there, you can tell that Banks and Colt both they was door to door coming out all the way down the front stretch.
Well, I feel like Colt pinched him down, which, you know, as trying to maintain his position, he had to. But the 54 overdrove the corner, kind of got in that back end slide and just slid up.
We're about to go back green. Pace truck is exiting turn 4.
No, one
No,
more.
never mind. One more lap. One more lap. I lied to you. They fooled me going double file so fast. I think everybody wants to get this done and over with.
13 cars on the lead lap. about a 6-lap run to the finish.
Great launch by Colt. Henley
really got sideways.
hard.
Yeah, that checked everybody up. That's exactly what Colt needed to get out there and finish this race off. If there's no caution, he's sitting in a good spot right now. That launch really helped him. 8's gaining back a little bit, but still a 3-car length lead. These laps are going to click off really fast.
Yeah, but I think there's another caution.
6 goes around.
I was going to say, I think you're going to see Penley drive that number 8 car like I drove my Xfinity car at Auto Club. I think he is going to wring that car's neck to get to Colt.
6 self-spun on the bottom.
Well, hopefully, if you're watching, you got a sub in, you're going to catch a replay or an ad closing of this race. That would not be good for you.
I feel like I'm going to get called to the meeting channel or the admin channel here after this race.
I'm thinking you're going to be in that admin channel quite a bit. I'll check in with you tomorrow morning about 5:30 a.m. and still see you in there.
Very, very possible.
Y'all wouldn't let me do it, Matt. I couldn't get it approved.
Unfortunately, not Super Saturdays, Matt. Wrong day, bud. It's Monday.
But I'm going to tell you who locked that caution. That's going to be McRae and Lundy. They're both on fresher tires. And Lundy's going to be on the inside, I believe.
Green white checkered attempt number 1.
I got 3 of them, so could still get pretty spicy.
I think whoever starts behind Colt's going to have a pretty good shot at running them down.
Well, that's going to be that 28 car Evan Ludy. I imagine Colt is going to be sitting on the high or choosing the high lane here.
Yeah, I don't doubt it whatsoever. He's showing it. So we'll have Colt high side, Penley bottom, followed by McRae bottom, and Ludy top.
And what worries me about Penley on the inside with McRae is Penley, every restart the past 2, he has spun those tires.
I think McRae has seen that, though, and may hopefully plan for that.
PBG out there, lock it in, Penley.
Regardless, Tony, go ahead. What's it going to be here?
It's definitely going to get spicy.
I'm thinking we're like ghost pepper.
Yeah, maybe some Carolina Reaper in there.
Yeah, I'm thinking take the spiciest thing you can get and add more spice to it.
Yeah, pay windows open. These guys are going to be fighting for every position they can get, and probably is not going to end well. I don't think we've seen the end of the cautions.
Pointers might
I was gonna just say that he's missing his front end and he's sitting there in 7th.
No bumper, front or back.
Colt's been awesome on these restarts tonight. He got it again. 8 spun the tires. 33 goes around. I think that's 33.
That was the 33. It's the 93, I believe, is bowed out.
And he got it straightened out though. They take the white flag here. This will be it. And the 30 takes out the 36 and the 89, and that's our second green-white checkered. 54 hits the 227, puts them into the outside fence.
And you know our neighbors up north are not happy with each other.
Yeah, they're teammates, and they kind of just wrecked each other there. Cedric come in pretty hot there, I think, and took out that 36 car. I have to go back and look, but
I got to agree with Renee. It is definitely 1,000% on the saucy meter.
let's take a peek and see what happened.
Looks like the 30 started to get loose and locked it up, and that just.
Oh, well, he took a bad entry to the corner and had to crank the wheel more than he wanted to. That's what I see. He didn't get to the bottom, kind of ran that midline on entry and just tried to get it down to the bottom, and the back end came around. He corrected it right into his teammate, took out the 89 with him.
All right, so Tony, here bears the question. What was worse, this or the Cup Series at Martinsville?
Oof, man, I'd have to go back and look. I have nightmares about that Martinsville race, but I don't remember the specifics. I think we did get a little bit of green flag racing in it at the Martinsville race, so I don't know. Matt probably remembers that one.
Mr. Fawns, can you please shed some light on the situation?
Which was worse, Matt? This race or the Cup race at Martinsville?
Barkley coming in with it was bad, but not this bad. So does that mean we get to replace North Wilkesboro with Martinsville now?
I mean, this may just end up on the banned list. I don't know.
Or championship race list.
Hell yes, Matt. We can run Martinsville. I think we should just have the championship race at Martinsville every season.
You know, Barkley, me and Matt were talking about that the other night, and he claimed he forgot about that till I reminded him.
I'll tell you what Matt didn't forget about is my flipping car landing on his hood at Bristol.
Yeah, about that.
Matt will never forget that.
Well, I think we're going to go green this time by attempt number 2 at a green-white checkered. And we are down to 12 cars on the lead lap.
Now, I don't know if I'm Penley what I've got to do to get a better restart here.
He's got to be a little easier on the throttle. He's given up so much trying to mash it. See, there he got a pretty decent launch. He didn't spin the tires. Manage that throttle. And you're not going to beat Colt on the restart. You just got to minimize it and try to reel him back in. That high lane is way too dominant on the restarts. And the 227 goes around off the
right
20s.
Pit lane, no caution. Next flag ends it.
Gets back out. They take the white. We are official after. There's a big wreck. 26. 89 again. No caution yet. We are going to finish this one up under green.
And
Colt Curry for the win.
Gets his first win of the season.
Nathan Penley and Evan Ludy are your top 3.
What was it that they used to say about Jeff Gordon? Refuse to lose. I think that's exactly what you could say about Cole.
Oh, I see something going on up here on track. I think the 3 is about to have a little conversation with the 22. And the 20 is going to chase him down.
Yeah, I think there's quite a bit of extracurriculars going on tonight. Like the 20 and the 3 are still having a conversation. Finally separated. A lot of bad blood coming out of short tracks, but that's part of it.
Go Curry, you're a winner on that one. You know, for the past 60 laps, he was fighting. Coach, Jeremy up here in the booth, man. You held on for a majority of the race, even though you had everybody trying to get around you, man. Last 50 laps, give us a rundown of your rearview mirror, pretty much.
Yeah, it was an eventful one. I was kind of stressing out there that last little bit, but I got to give a big thanks to Josh Van Gore, the bird in the sky, keeping me calm. But dude, it was stressful. That's the most like stressful pacing I've ever done in my life.
Well, you had a couple incidents throughout the night. Um, we like to think none of them was purposely intentional, but a few of them, do you think you took the turn a little too hard or could have done something different?
Um, I think that I'm not gonna say what I want to say, so I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Fair enough, we will run with that one. Well, man, you locked yourself into the championship run at Wilkesboro, so as Bobby always says, you're on house money now. So rest of the season, how y'all gonna be looking as far as for the exile guys?
Yeah, we've all done pretty good to start the season off so far, so hopefully we can get the rest of us locked in and just keep playing with house money and see what we can do for the rest of the season.
Brother, you get those shout outs, man. You earned them. You definitely earned them tonight.
Yeah, no, thanks to Bobby for getting me an Xfinity this year. Josh, all the guys on Exile, big help this season so far. Um, Chase for the little PMs during the race. But I think that's about it.
All right, brother. Congratulations on it. And next week it's going to be turning it left and right. So we'll see how
I'm
the
excited.
team fares out on this one.
All right, thank y'all.
Well, I'll say it. He earned this one. I mean, he actually fought for that one. Right down. Finished P2. Not seeing him out on the track.
Podium finishers.
Yeah, but he's up there. If we can get him, a whole bunch of them went up there. So we can get Penley down here. Get a few things straightened out. Tony, what did you take care of Penley?
Nathan, Tony up in the booth. Got a copy?
I sure do, Tony. What a race that was.
Oh yeah, definitely an interesting one to watch, man. Looked like you were struggling on those restarts. Those old tires definitely weren't doing you any favors there. What do you think you needed to catch Colt?
Struggling is an understatement. I needed some rubber. I tell you what, that was man, that was difficult there at the end. I was on hell, I pit. The only time I pit throughout that entire race was on the stage break, so lap 65. I was on 100 plus lap tires at that point, and I mean, if you didn't just ease into that throttle on them restarts, it was wheel spin galore. So I really just needed tires. I had the position, I didn't want to give up that track position, so I kept in it for the long run. But that was our biggest struggle tonight.
Yeah, definitely didn't want to find yourself towards the back trying to dodge wrecks, but man, you
Absolutely.
kept it up front all night. What what do you think of that little move that the 22 threw on you there? Little bump and run action.
Yeah, it's racing. Rubbin's racing. I can't complain about it. I mean, I think we raced each other hard, but we raced each other clean up front. I got no complaints. I understand where he's coming from, and if it were me in that position, who knows? I may have done the same thing. So I'm not going to complain about it. But I will say, I mean, we FRC as a whole, our team looked really good tonight. Uh, honestly, better than we anticipated. Other than some wrecks and some bad luck for my other teammates, we pulled it together though. We had a really solid finish there. I was happy with everything and happy with the racing. Wish it could have had some more green flag runs. I think would have gotten a little bit more interesting, even more so towards the end. Would have had some other people up there, I assume. But all around, can't ask for much more. Got a P2, so I'm happy with it.
Oh yeah, you know, The bump and run, I will say, in my opinion, it was a little early, but he
Yep.
did it pretty classy. He didn't dump you. He just pushed you up the track a little bit. So, all good racing, in my opinion.
Agreed. Yeah, you couldn't have said it better there. It was a clean move. It happens. I agree. It was a little early, but hey, you know what? That's North Wilkesboro. You got to do it.
Yeah,
And
man. Well, go ahead,
Yep.
Bobby.
I just wanted to say congratulations to you, Nathan. Been watching you race Truck Series ARCA last season. Always had fun watching you and racing with you. So heck of a race tonight, and like I said, just wanted to give you your flowers and congratulate you because that was a phenomenal run, and hopefully build the momentum here moving forward.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that, Bobby. Yeah, always fun racing with you. Definitely a change of pace with these Xfinity cars. Be honest with you, I'm not too well versed with these, but we got speed and we're getting used to it. It's only up from here.
Something I
Well,
want to
man.
know real
Oh,
quick.
go
Do
ahead.
you have a check that needs to be cashed before the season is over?
Do I have a check that needs to be cashed?
Yeah, maybe a little return uh, on that little bump and run. We're gonna.
Oh, I think it'll be coming. Um, we'll see. I'm gonna hit him when he least expects it.
Yeah,
uh,
I'm sure we'll have another short track coming up here in the near future. Maybe give a little taste of his own medicine there. But
Absolutely. He's got it coming for him.
well, man, you've been up here before. The shout outs are yours.
Absolutely. First and foremost, shout out you guys. Relentless Racing as a whole. Fantastic. I have had the most fun in this league than I have in any other. So you guys put on a hell of a show it really is a great league. Great broadcast. All you guys commentating on these races are fantastic. Of course, shout out FRC. You got a solid team. We're doing really well in all the series so far, except for Cup, which we will be in eventually. Great team around us, though. Hendrick Motorsports, of course, for giving us these fast Chevrolets. And as always, raise hell and praise Dale.
I've been hearing that since the truck series. Every time he's up there, he hadn't changed the tone of it one bit.
Hell no, and that's why I love Penley. Penley is hands down one of the nicest guys you'll meet in this league. He's always in a good mood. He's always smiling. It's if you ever heard the saying, "I'm just happy to be here," he is the poster child for that. It's like, oh, you wrecked on lap one, flipped 3 times, and ended up in the grandstands. Yeah, but I had fun doing it. Okay, I wish everybody could have that attitude. I don't think I've ever seen Penley upset.
Well, somebody else who probably glad to be here, and Chad out there kind of wanting to get him in here, and that's going to be Evan.
How's it going, boys?
Well, Evan, we had our first discussion after the Cup race, and I guess you were spotting for Mr. Greg Rogers, and now I get to talk to you over voice chat. Walk us through your night on a very very hectic, chaotic night to come home with a solid P3.
Man, it was like asteroids out there, man, just dodging spins and stuff. But honestly, I mean, it wasn't as rough as the cautions and caution laps, you know, show. Once we got going, I mean, especially that top portion. I mean, the top 10, we raced actually pretty good, but you just got to stay clean. I had like 30 seconds to damage at one point, but just got in, got it fixed, and just kept it clean, man. I want to apologize to Pointer. I mean, I'm gonna message him too, but he's kind of mad at me. I think he came down a little bit. I don't know. I didn't really look at it yet, but yeah, he's mad. So I want to apologize to him. He's a really good dude, but I don't know, man. Just a good race. I'm happy. Held on for P3. We were like 5 seconds away from ending the race on that first green, white, checkered, and that caution came out right before, so we had to do that other restart. I was kind of nervous, but fought off McRae there and brought SVR home a P3, so I'm happy.
So, do you think there was anything else you could have done to possibly get by Penley and run down Colt?
Penley was on old tires. I mean, Colt was too, but I mean, if I would have been real aggressive, I could have maybe got Penley, but it just wasn't worth it, to be honest. I mean, I think everybody was just ready to, go home, and I was P3, so yeah, no point in, giving him the bump or anything. It's just not worth it.
Well, just want to congratulate you, obviously, on a surviving and coming out of here with a P3. Good points night for you moving forward. The floor is yours, friends, family, sponsors. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Appreciate you guys, the admins, the sponsors, putting on the league. You guys do a great job. Um, just look forward to tomorrow night in the trucks. Hope everybody watches. We got a great crew of SVR truck boys. Kevin Stein, I think, is gonna look for a really good finish. And then Wednesday we got the Cup race. Greg Rogers is gonna be right there, of course. So I'll be spotting for both of those guys, and hope we can get a couple more podium finishes.
Well, brother, we'll send you back to your team after, like I said, an absolutely great night for you running, and we will see you again next Monday night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Bobby, Tony, we survived. I don't think half the field did, but we made it. And
I-
next,
I'm
Yeah.
I'm just worried about the sheet metal shop and my shop going on strike and joining a union. I ain't gonna be able to afford this much longer. Tony, can I get a loan?
Man, it was definitely a interesting race. I think maybe we'll see some people settle down a little bit and think, okay, maybe I raced a little too aggressively after this one, and maybe we'll have a little cleaner racing going forward.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, but tempers are going to be flaring after this week, so I think there's going to be, unfortunately, I think there's going to be some checks to be cashed here. DBR guys have not been having the greatest of seasons so far. Unfortunately, especially for Schaefer. So I think we're going to see Schaefer the next couple weeks come out swinging, and I think he's going to reassert his dominance in this season like he had last season.
Yeah, but we got a road course coming up, so I think that might help, kind of smooth some of that stuff out. We'll
doubtful.
see how it plays out. Should make for interesting racing coming up.
Guys, everybody out there watching, everybody that joined in, subs, followers. It's going to be a wild one next week. They're going to have to turn left and right. So this is kind of where some of the Canadians come in strong, and some of the guys from Exile, DBR, they're strong road course racers. So it's going to be interesting to see how next week plays out. And like you said, if tempers have calmed down, or is there going to be retaliation? And what better way to do it at road course? Everything's an accident. But on behalf of myself, Tony, Bobby, Relentless Racing, SBRN, congratulations to our race winner, Colt Curry. We will see y'all next week at Watkins Glen tomorrow night. We're probably going to have another caution fest. Hopefully not, but the trucks are bringing it here, so that should be interesting. Tony, I'm going to let you close it out. You know how this one was.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a spicy one. Hopefully it settles down a little bit in the upcoming weeks, but man, I guess we'll see how it all plays out. Till then, keep it spicy.